This is a reading from the Notebooks by Marie Valtorta, 1943, December the 26th. Mary says, "To many, already carried off into the mystical heights, it was granted to see my Holy Son as an infant, and even to clasp him to their hearts. But it was granted to few to see me as I offer his humanity, the sweetest care a mother gives her newborn child. It is to place my faithful one in the deepest intimacy of our family and my life. It is to make the love to be given to my Jesus, whose humility, delicateness, and weakness as a newborn child you can admire, and you can receive from his sobbing mouth one of the deepest lessons in sacrifice and charity given by him during his earthly life, easier and easier for you, and increasingly perfect. Maria, if you reflect, I have traveled the road of the visions backwards, in a wholly supernatural manner, and thus different from the one that would have been followed by a human, who usually begins with what is most humble, and then rises to what is most sublime, for his meagre stamina does not enable him to fly to great heights at once. On the other hand, since I know the grandiose is needed in order for your senses to be enraptured, I have followed another way, mine. I attracted and conquered your spiritual attention with visions of glorious beauty. Then, when I saw you were taken up with me and filled with love for me, I instructed you and prepared you for more intimate knowledge of your mother, and for the deepest lessons of my life and that of my child, for the basic lesson of humility, the antidote for the poison of Lucifer, who from Adam on has been harming you and diverting you from God's way. I appear to you through the goodness of my Son, as the bearer of the living Eucharist, then as the mother of the Savior, and later exalted in heaven. And after these silent visions of light and joy, which like heavenly nets encircled you and took you to me, I taught you, if your soul had rebelled against the sweet net out of spiritual heaviness, I would have left you. But you enwrapped yourself in it, making those visions your joy, your desire, and your stimulus towards what was better and better. And then, after the Queen, I showed you the Mother, to console you without a mother any longer, to lift you up to my humility, to carry you off into my joy. I always come when it is the right time. I had always loved you, but I asked Jesus for you when I read in God's thought that soon you would no longer have a mother. He prepared the meeting and union. May he be blessed for it. And I came. On Calvary, didn't I take on my mission as a mother spiritually and collectively, as I took you and John as Christ's orphans in the nascent church, left without her parent, so that I could take you when you were deprived of those who were your fathers and mothers? On experiencing union with love and contact with my Son's heart, which received nourishment from my heart, this heart of mine took on the limitlessness of God's heart, and I love all of you, O orphans of the earth, and, if only you so desire, I give you my arm for support, my shoulder to lean on, my breast to rest upon, and my heart to love you. And if it is not granted to all, not by my will, but because of their defect, to feel my embrace with the senses of a flesh, which has nearly been turned into spirit by the love perfecting you, I am close to all the children who weep, because they no longer have a mother. Say this to those who weep. Tell them to believe in me, not only as a deified queen, but as a true woman, for whom motherly tenderness is not unknown. Tell them to call me alongside their tears with the most beloved of names, the one I received from my Son, from his childhood until his ascension into heaven and beyond. Mother, I will be the mother. Do you see how beautiful my child is? Do you understand why every figuration no longer possesses light and value for you? You see my manifest, sublime motherhood just as it was, as delicate as a rose emerging in a snowy winter landscape, as pure as an April dawn, as holy as an angel's cry, as humble as was needed to be motherhood of the victor over eternal pride. You cannot retain those words, which are foreign for you. I could even teach them to you, but I don't want to do so. You would not understand them all the same, and they would be of no use, except to the scientific curiosity of the prying profaners of the mystery. Conserve their harmony in your heart, like the luminous sound of a river of pearls, and go on being a worshipper. I am with you. Immediately afterwards, Jesus says, Remember that you will not be great because of the contemplations and revelations, but because of your sacrifice. The former are granted to you by God, not because of your merit, but through his infinite goodness. The latter is the flower of your spirit, and it is that which has merit in my eyes. Increase it without human considerations to the limit of your physical and spiritual strength. The more you rise up, the more I will carry you off on high. And do not fear, and do not be afflicted if your interior shines through. Footnote in the text for December 25th. Even to see someone enraptured in God is sanctification for that person's brothers and sisters. Don't include anything which is your own. Never contaminate this fountain of mystical life with human elements, and let me act in this, too. I will say nothing more to you. Delight in my mother.